What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another epic range test. This is my fully modified Surron Light Bee X that I, in the last couple months, got a much larger battery for. This is a eWatt 72 volt 63 amp hour. That 63 number is huge. As far as I'm really aware, this is about the largest capacity battery that you can get for a Surron Light Bee. I also have my street Supermotos on right now. Typically I ride this bike off-road the majority of the time, so I have a dirt setup on. But today I want to see how far this bike will go in our traditional range test. So we're going to do our eco mode and our sport mode test. Eco is about 28 miles an hour. Sport mode is about 50 miles an hour. Right now we are going to start off in eco, and then tomorrow after we charge the bike up, we're going to do sport. We have beautiful weather today. It's about 75 degrees. So it is perfect range testing weather. Let's go. All right guys, we are starting the range test on the fully modified Surron. I got my phone all set up. I'm gonna watch a movie because this is gonna take like probably 2.5 hours at least going. We are doing 27.2 miles an hour. That's just what we're gonna hold. I set a nice RPM limit on my controller. So I'm just holding full throttle. That's as fast as we can go. Now, talk a little bit more about this build. I've had this bike for about a year now. I have like 2,500 miles on it. Quite a few, but we have a lot of other bikes too, and so the miles get spread around even though we do ride a lot. I have an EBMX X9000 controller, the EBMX XLB60 race motor. That is the new really high RPM race motor. I'm running a 58 tooth rear sprocket. And then I have that eWatt 72 volt 63 amp hour. This battery is absolutely huge. I love the amount of range that I've been getting on my hard rides. You can just ride really, really hard, push the bike as much as you want, use all the power that this bike has, which is, you know, around the 30 kilowatt mark, and also get good range at the same time. So I was just really curious how far we could go in our actual range test environment, and we'll put it on our range test chart at the end of the video, and you guys can compare it to all the other stock bikes and the other batteries that we have tested. So that'll be cool to see. I'll just update you guys as we go down. This video is going to go pretty fast, but it's going to be freaking long for me just sitting on this bike. All right guys, it is time for the sport mode test on the Surron Light Bee. We are cooking. We're gonna hold about 50 miles an hour, just under. I'm holding just under because that's pretty much what happened with all the rest of our bikes. We're around 49 miles an hour. Here we go. I'll keep you guys updated along the way. All right guys, so the interesting thing that I can see now is that on my display, I can see how much power the bike is pulling right this instant. And so we are bouncing between like 1.4 and 1.7 kilowatts, depending on if I get a big wind gust or something hitting me. But that's pretty cool to see that it only takes that much power to go 27 miles an hour. I really want to do a video in the future where we, you know, use this kind of information to show how much power it takes on a certain bike to go each speed. Because we get so many questions and comments of people like, you know, asking or declaring that, you know, a bike should go way faster than it actually does based on how much power it has and stuff. But I think the majority of people really have no clue how much power it takes to reach some of these really high speeds that our bikes are reaching. It's really different than you might actually expect. So drop a comment if you want us to do a video like that, where we're like, okay, it takes, you know, it takes 500 watts to go 10, and it takes 7 kilowatts to go 40, and it takes whatever to go 90. Like, just let us know if you would be interested in seeing that. Update on the sport mode Surron. We are at 6.1 miles, 6.2, and we're at 90% battery on our display. So far so good. Keep going. All right guys, eco mode Surron, we are down to 90% battery, 90, and we have done 9.6 miles. So if this holds consistent, we're gonna do 85 or 90 miles potentially. That is insane. We're gonna be out here forever. That's like 3 hours at least. Okay guys, I wanted to update you because in the eco mode test, I talk about how much power I am actually pulling to do this speed. And we can do that with this controller. So I've been averaging between 5.5 and 6.3 kilowatts to do 50 miles an hour today. I weigh about 195 pounds geared up. I'm 6'3", I'm tall. Just kind of some interesting information I thought I'd share. It's a pretty big difference going double the speed as the ECO-mode test. We're at 78% battery. We're doing good. I'll update you guys at 75. All right, guys, time for an update on the ECO-mode Surron. We are at 75% on our battery, and we've gone 21.5 miles. That's pretty epic. I really hope this battery just consistently drains. It normally does, but the best way to tell is in a range test like this. If you guys start doing the math, that's over 80 miles that we're likely going to achieve today, so that's pretty sweet. Let's keep going. Sport mode update on the Surron. We're at 75% on our battery, and we've gone 12.8 miles. That is pretty freaking epic range. I don't think it's gonna hold consistent all the way down, but we'll have to see. All right, we're at our 50% stop, although our battery no longer says 50, it says 44 at the moment. It sagged down once we stopped and kind of let it rest. We're at 43 miles, which is crazy. This is more than a lot of bikes do for the complete range test. So we're pretty impressed so far with the Surron and the huge battery. Let's see how far it goes. All right, guys, we are at the 50% stop on our sport mode test today. We have gone 23 miles in a ride time of about 30 minutes. That is pretty dang sweet. That is significantly farther than any other bike that we've tested. Besides, we haven't actually tested the Stark Varg in sport mode, but this is currently our winner. So I'm really anxious to see how far we can get at 0%. Let's keep going. Guys, update on the Eco Mode Sur-Ron Light Bee test. We're at 46.3 miles, although my GPS was paused for about 1 mile. So it's actually at 47.6. We're at 39% on our battery. We're still just chilling at 27.3 miles an hour. So this is pretty epic to do 50 miles nearly, and we're still at 39%. So I'm really excited to see how far this bike goes. I'm really hoping for 70 miles. I want to do 70. That's my goal. All right, guys, sport mode on the Surron. Update, we're at 36% battery. It's dropping really fast now. We're at 27 miles. We're still doing really good for a sport mode range test, but it is dropping fast. Time for another update on the Eco Mode Surron Light Bee. We're at 30% and we have done 53.5 miles. So we're doing good. You're definitely doing good. The percentages I feel like are starting to tick down a little bit faster than they were at the top of the battery. Nonetheless, we've gone a heck of a long ways to still have 30% battery left, so that's awesome. Watching some YouTube videos, some VinWiki, learning about some Bugattis. You know, you can dream, right? Surron Sport Mode update. We are at 31 miles at 25% battery. We're doing good. I think we just passed our record so far, so this is great. Eco Mode update. We are at 25% battery, 57.5 miles. Over 2 hours and 15 minutes of ride time. We're doing good. Sport Mode Surron update, we're at 20% battery and 33.3 miles so far. Eco Mode update, we are down to 20% battery and we're at 61.6 miles. So we're doing good. I think we're gonna hit our 70 mark. That's my goal. I think we're gonna do it. Sport Mode Surron is at 14% battery, just ticked down, 35.5 miles. We're nearing the finish line here. Eco Mode update, we are at 15% battery on our Surron and we are at 65 miles. 65 miles. We're almost done. I'm excited. We're 2 hours and a half in. It's crazy. Eco Mode update, we are down to 10% battery. We're almost done. We're at 68.6 miles, sorry. I think we're gonna hit 70. I'm curious how much further we can get than that. Eco Mode update on the Surron, we're at 71.8 miles and we're at 5% on our battery. We're still doing 27.5 miles an hour. Most, if not all, bikes by now that are of stock batteries would be slowing down.
because this is an upgraded battery, I am still going the same speed. So we're just gonna keep going until this bad boy shuts off. It's pretty amazing. 72 miles now. Crazy. We are down to 1% battery. We're at 74.2 miles. Just gonna ride this thing till it dies. We're still doing 27 miles an hour though. 10% battery left on the sport mode test. 37 miles. 9%. All right guys, we're at 4% on the sport mode test. We've slowed down a little bit so I can kind of prolong this a little, just like all the stock bikes do. I could probably still do 50 right now, but I'm getting pretty close to my low voltage sag cutoff. So just to be kind of consistent with the other stock bikes, we're slowing down a little. We're still at 43, so I'm not going slow by any means, but just see how far we can get. 4% still. Oh, I didn't tell you guys how far. 39.7 miles. We are down to 2% battery. I'm doing 38 now, just keep it above low voltage cutoff. We are dead. We are almost done here. 1%, still doing 35. Oh, and there it is. I just got a throttle cut out. I think I could keep going a little bit if I went slow, but nonetheless, let's see if I can give it a little more throttle here. Yeah. It's still back up to 20, but I think we'll call it right there. Sport mode test. I'll show you guys what we got in a minute.
All right guys, the sport mode and eco mode range test is over. Let's give you guys the stats that our 72 volt, 63 amp hour E-watt battery achieved on our Surron Light Bee. In eco mode, we came in at 74.8 miles. That is epic. As you guys can see on our range test chart right here, the Stark Varg is at the very top at 95 miles, and then this slots into second place at that 74.8. That is absolutely epic. And now let's talk about sport mode. We got 41.2 miles. This is the first bike that we've ever had break into 40 miles. We did not test the Stark Varg in the sport mode 50 mile an hour test, but I am super stoked at 41.2 miles. I can't believe that a bike could go 50 miles an hour for that long. That is, I mean, that's like 10 miles an hour further than the second place on our chart right now, the Eride Pro SR. So good job, Surron. Good job, E-watt battery. I love this battery. It just lets me go on these crazy, epic, long adventures. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, drop us a comment. And if you need any parts for your e-moto, please check out our online store, tbelectricmoto.com. Use discount code TBElectric. Use discount code Talaria Boys. That'll help you guys save some money on your parts. We appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next video. See ya.